And we're back.
That was cute.
It was sick intro. Thanks, bud. Wonder who made that.
Nice.
All right. Well, it is the 8th of Mutarol, a water's day. Chilly day, but the weather's warming as we're in the final months of Rime Reach as several seekers gather at Kedwell to sign a contract. Contract posting which reads as follows. Maritime trade to and from Dolrast through Tofi's Landing has been interrupted by some malefactor, resulting in the disappearance of a number of cargo vessels without a trace. If this continues unabated, it will mean the complete shutdown of this route, resulting in vast financial losses throughout the kingdom. It is the intention of this body to commission a mercenary ship, as well as a team of elites from your organization, to dispel this threat to trade. And that was posted by the Merchants Guild of Tofi's Landing. That's what brings us together today.
We're late.
What?
We're elite.
We are elite.
Yeah, they said that they needed the elite. I feel so
It's
honored.
true.
You
Can't
know,
believe it.
kind of a big deal. All right,
Yeah.
so I read this once over. All right, seems like the run of the mill. Sure, I'm glad I can swim. I'm glad that it's not magical. It doesn't seem like a giant tomb full of magic, so it seems a lot better for my likes. So I look over and I start to sign.
Yeah, I think you're in the office, in Ian's office. He's busy completing some other unrelated paperwork while the contract is resting on his desk, and you all gather in here. It has is actually been a good while now for Yvette and Percy since you first joined the Seekers. How has your character's appearance or demeanor changed, or if it hasn't, just get a refresher description, so everyone, it's been like a year, so.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, so Percy's, I don't think he's really changed. I mean, he's probably gotten a little, he's gotten down to like -6 health a couple times. So probably a little scarred up somewhere, but like not like face or anything like that. So it's not like, but just a 7'6" Minotaur, you know, little, not the cleanest Minotaur. You can tell he's out in the woods a lot, but he grooms himself. But yeah, no, pretty much just a big old mountain of a druid minotaur thing guy.
Excellent. And Yvette, I think you've undergone some at least wardrobe changes since you started.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's probably like the at the end of the spectrum, so he's like 3 foot tall, a blue kobold, red eyes. His horns are like kind of like a crown on his head, and they start blue and go white at the tip. He's using really fancy clothes that he paid way too much for it. That he took back from the dude that he gave it at this point, probably.
Mm-hmm.
It's purple. He looks like a really fancy butler. he he still has his guns with him on his back, like, because it's kind of not well fitting for him. It's a little bit bigger than it should be, so he kind of carries around like the sword, like on his back and not like on his waist, like normal gun. He still doesn't have one finger on his hand because he lost it. It didn't grow back.
Yeah, unlucky.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you think about like some like reptiles grow their tails back, maybe with some time, maybe it will grow back. I don't know. Still doesn't have the thing is it still doesn't reach the desk, so he needs to get the stool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
There's a little
that's
step
it.
ladder up to the signing section of the desk. There's also a lower portion of the desk that someone could move the contract down to that you can reach. They're accommodating.
Yeah, that's he has a job now. He works on at the with the Seekers. Like,
True, you're sort of employed helping out Q in the back.
yeah, he's a trainee.
And Sirius, you've actually technically been with the Seekers for a little while now, but this is your first contract. So you've been, at least you were here a couple months ago. I don't know if Sirius has been hanging around or has gone out and done some other stuff, but you've met Yvette before, at the very least.
He's done a
Yeah.
little of both. He's been around. I feel like he's mostly hung around and like done research.
Okay. So what does Sirius look like?
Sirius is a half elf. So he has kind of long black hair, blue eyes, and basically just looks like an elf or like a half elf, you know. Um, Besides that, he doesn't have any like majorly distinguishing features right now.
Okay. Big sword, though. Or, I guess,
Huh?
big-ish.
It's I guess big-ish, but like it's
Yeah,
one-handed.
it's long, but it's not like
It's long,
it's
but
not
it's
like
not
an anime
unwieldy.
sword.
No, it's not like Sephiroth or something. It's just
Yeah.
it's short enough to be wielded one-handed easily, so it's not massive. But it might be a little longer than a longsword.
Yeah. So as Percy's is up there signing off the contract, Ian chimes up. Seems some serenaded seamen sailed off with some ships.
Somewhat. Oh, my mind was elsewhere.
Serenaded
Sorry.
seamen. You heard me.
Men of the sea. Got you. That was what I was thinking of. I was just,
I was thinking about
Absolutely.
Well, seems like up my alley. Not that the job.
No judgment here.
I stopped being nervous at the signing process at this point. I'm just like used to I'm numb to the magical. It's like when you're squeamish of like blood, but you kind of tolerate it. It's at that point now. I'm just like,
Yeah. You don't look forward to it, but it's not a big issue anymore.
yeah.
Yeah, Sirius, I think you've certainly it's come up in conversation or something at least. So the signing process is not super surprising to you, I don't think.
Yeah, I think he knows exactly what's gonna happen, kind of.
Yeah.
Like I don't think any of it is a surprise.
Yeah, and so you get, as you sign, you get the teal rune coming up on the back of your hand, as it does for everyone else. Little twinge of pain, but nothing too bad.
That's about as uncomfortable as I expected. Not too bad. And he kind of just looks at his hand, like pondering what the magical process.
Any of y'all been up that far north? Up to the landing?
Wait, have I?
Probably not.
Okay. Not that I know of.
Well, I'm afraid you're gonna have to hoof it from here. There ain't no convenient portals on the way, to my knowledge, at least. Closest well, there's nothing in the landing itself, and the closest city, Kamor, doesn't allow any sort of transportation magic in or out, so Celestial Finance does not provide their services there.
Fair enough.
But you know the routine. We got horses.
Sounds good by me. How long do you think it would take by horse?
3 days maybe. There's on the short end of 3 days, I guess.
So we should plan accordingly for about
You
7
can
or 8 days.
you can stop off in Kamor if you'd like a bed for one of them. No.
So we're doing a little bit of survival. A couple of nights of so we gotta bring that lamp, I'm assuming. Should probably bring it.
Oh yeah.
Sounds good. I guess we'll rent ourselves some horses. Do you guys offer horse insurance, by the way?
Insurance, no, but
Okay. I learned about that yesterday. I'm not used to it, so I just had to ask.
oh, and y'all will have a fourth, but the bony one, he's waiting for you out in the landing. Ran off on ahead.
Oh, crackers.
Understood.
What a go-getter. All right, let's get ready then, I guess.
It's been some time since I take Edward for a ride.
Edward?
Yeah, my pony.
Oh, you do have a pony already. Okay, so can you just use that pony?
It's just a horse that I named. It's not even.
Oh yeah,
mine.
he doesn't own it. It's
Oh,
it's a
okay.
seeker's horse. It's just the first one he used, and he named
I
it.
just named.
Okay. All right. Well, how much do horse rentals cost?
I mean, taking one from the seekers is free.
Okay.
You just have to buy them a new horse if you don't bring it back.
Gotcha. Yeah,
So that's the situation.
Awesome. I think I have rations and everything. Bedroll, so I think we are good. I'm good to go. You guys are. Do you guys need to buy potions or anything?
Oh yeah, maybe we should. We should buy potions.
I bought potions and I have to take money off my character sheet still, but I mentally bought potions and bedroll and rations.
Okay.
Also, let me know what magic shit you're bringing.
Yeah.
Oh right.
Timekeeper shawl, and I guess what's the name of that lantern that makes us invisible?
The Lantern of the Glimmering Wilds.
Lantern of the Glimmering Wilds.
How much is which potion? I forget every time.
Cure Light Wounds is 50 gold pieces. Cure Moderate Wounds is 300 gold pieces.
Yeah,
There's a lot of things now.
Yeah, we've been slowly adding on.
I'm gonna get like. I have one.
There's a
so I'll
lot
get,
more that y'all can't see as well. My view of the artifacts page is much different from yours. Even like
locked.
Yeah, I mean even stuff that like y'all just missed. It's not all things that haven't come up yet.
I'm gonna start ripping skin
we
off
missed
things and making
things.
maps.
No.
The big place where things got lost was in the mausoleum, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because someone else cleared the whole bottom floor and ran off with it. So
He just loot vacuumed the whole area down.
yep.
I play Tarkov, in other words.
Is the lantern the artifact runes? So I can just pick him up and use him as detect magic?
Unfortunately, you cannot carry around Elantra.
Damn it.
They are busy doing something else.
What type of armor is the Thunderforged plate? As in, like, is it heavy?
I believe it is an agile breastplate.
Is that light, medium, or heavy though?
I must check.
The artifacts we can pick. You gave
It is
us like a
medium
max.
armor.
Nah. All right. Nope. I can't use it. Not yet.
Soon, though. Soon, team.
Armor proficiency on Magus is so late.
You gave us like a max of things we can have on us. Was it like 2?
So the rule I'm gonna work off of, I think, is as a party you can't take more than 3 times the number of people, which is in this case 12.
Wait,
But
for what?
artifacts.
Artifacts.
Oh,
Yeah,
word,
but
gotcha.
each individual person, like, you don't have to distribute it out 3 and 3 and 3 and 3. No single person can have more than 5. So
Okay.
Word.
I think the first time it came up in any way was last time when Elantra wanted to bring the whole fucking inventory with them, and I was like, pick 5.
Yeah, I really
But-
don't have to worry about that too much.
Yeah, most of the time I don't think it'll be a limiting factor, but
I would
Druids
like
can't wear much magical stuff.
I would like to get the tome, but I also cannot read everything on the tome. So it kind of feels like useless without Elantra.
well,
What
I mean,
is
you
the
could
tome
use
again?
some things.
I'm looking through the list. I can't. Don't just. Oh, there it is. Tome of Tales. Never mind.
Yeah, so there was a tavern talk to like unravel its mysteries, basically, but essentially
Awake on it.
you spend a half hour reading one of the stories to another intelligent creature out loud, and you get an effect based on what story you read. So it's different for every story.
Oh, that could be fun.
And you don't know what they do until you read them, but I guess y'all know all of them except for one. And even on that one, you know 2/3 of
Kinda what
it.
it
Yeah,
does,
you're missing part of it, but you know most of it.
Are you taking it? I bet.
I mean, probably.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, we can have it, I think. I know that I want to take the Alexa. And I want to take the armor that makes harder to perceive you.
Okay, so the monocle and the murine vest.
Yeah. That's like I know what I want, what I like want to get, but I also not take the AC on the mirror vest because I just want the stealthy shit.
So, can I take Soulfire? That looks super cool.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it does besides being a sword that you squeeze, but or like activate.
Also, I'm bringing Timekeeper Shawl.
Yeah, I have you for the lantern and the shawl.
Word.
The monocle, the armor that and the tome. That's 3, right? Yeah. So it's the monocle, the tome, the stealthy shit, the timekeeper straw, the lantern.
I have y'all down for 6 things so far, so as a group. Serious, you just have Soulfire, right?
So we could get more shit. Oh, the Vine Rep! That shit's useful as fuck.
The what?
The Vine Rep?
Yeah, if you can use that.
Oh yeah, we should bring that. I can
I just
bring
can't
that if
wear
we need
anything
someone to
metal.
carry it.
Oh, the vine wrap is literally a vine, so it's
It's
fully like grass type, I guess.
It's useful as fuck.
Yeah, it's just like pseudo intelligent vine sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
Are you taking?
Are one of y'all taking it?
I wasn't going to, but I can. I don't mind taking it if you have other stuff you'd rather take.
I mean, I might be in beast form, so sometimes I can't always utilize it.
Okay, I'll take it. I take it. Can I like wrap it around my left arm or something?
Yeah, as you pick it up, it actually wraps itself around your arm.
Okay.
I'm probably just carrying the monocle and the armor thing because I have 6 strength. So someone needs maybe the tome, and that's it.
Oh, the tome. Yeah, the tome weighs 8 pounds, so maybe
I'm not taking the
maybe
tome.
someone else carry that.
Someone
I
else
think-
take the fucking tome.
I think Percy's and Sirius are both strong boys, so one of us can take it.
Yeah, I can pouch it.
Okay. So you're all kitted out. Bulbasaur used vine wrap, indeed.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're all kitted out and ready.
Yeah, ready to go.
I have a rooted light vest covered in what appears to be dark brown rodent hair on top of my really fancy clothes.
Classy.
Perseus has a hide shirt and a wooden shield. Likes to keep it simple, rustic. But yeah, all right. Well, let's rent ourselves some horses or get our horses and get to go. I have 11 potions of lesser healing, so I'm feeling good.
11?
You have 11?
Dude, I
have-
chugged 8 last time.
That's a good point.
Or
Yeah.
not 8, the one before where I got fucked up. The last
I
one.
have-
Really...
I have 4 and I'm kind of think it's not enough.
I have 5 and then 2 of the medium, but maybe I'm gonna up to like
It'll
7
be
of the little ones.
fine.
Also, yeah, sure.
What could go wrong out at sea? Nothing.
Kyle, I just made this character. I can't lose him now.
Also, I did that like on the off time, but I got like 20 of the bullets I made. The flesh
Yeah. You paid for
paper
them, right?
bullets. Yep.
Nice.
That I'm calling flesh boom bullets and not flesh paper bullets because they explode.
Nice.
It's my name since I created.
Well, I mean, the name I have them listed as is just flash bullets, so you're just adding the word boom in the middle, which is fine with me.
Yeah, flesh boom bullets.
I mean, it's an accurate description. They make a boom noise, for sure.
Yep.
So, with your skeleton friend having literally sprinted off ahead of you, probably a day or two ago, who
Did he have a horse?
No.
Or did he just like run? He just
no,
ran?
he just ran.
Okay. Awesome.
And I would walk 500 miles.
Just see a sprinting skeleton in armor just running through
Yep.
the woods. Okay, that'd be horrifying.
That would be terrifying.
Yeah, it's not okay. But that's not a thing that I'm making up about Krakus. So that's a thing he does. So
Okay, fair enough.
all right, yeah, the rest of you on your horses heading out. You're going north in well, towards Kamor, eventually through onto Tofi's Landing. It's pretty. Like I said earlier, it's kind of chilly, but it's not. I guess it's like in the 40s, I guess.
Okay.
So it's not too bad. The sun is pretty warm and it's not super windy or anything. So there's just a little chill as you make your way up.
But we've got some nice adventuring cloaks, right? So
Oh yeah. As adventurers, y'all are layered up like it's nobody's business most of the time.
I also am covered in fur, so
Yeah, yeah. You've got furs. Sometimes you've got metal shit on. This is probably more comfortable temperature for your average adventurer than like the 70s or 80s of springtime.
It's a little nipply up. I like it.
So this area. It's like a mixture of like grasslands and like patches of small forests and stuff. It's there's not actually much the way that you're going as far as like settlement wise. The way that you're going until you hit Kamor. Uh, most of the big cities are along the Moonrise Road, which runs east-west here. So once you pass that, there's really not much in the way of settlements or populated areas. So it's mostly empty space with little houses every once in a while, little tiny villages and stuff, but nothing big. Everyone, give me a perception check.
I will gladly give you perception. I'm ready to roll a 1.
Wow, you called it.
My God!
I
on the
did.
nose.
Do I get
Plus
bonuses
12
for a
is
called shot or something?
Incredible.
That was.
Well, I'm glad I buffed my perception this level,
Yeah.
because that would have been so much worse.
So as you are riding forward, Perseus, you actually notice off in the distance, maybe a couple hundred yards away. It's a little off to the side, so no one else notices it. They're not as aware of cloud cover and stuff as you are. There's a dark storm cloud, but that's not what really holds your attention, because beneath that you see a pack of 10 or so large, sleek, sort of canine creatures running toward a patch of woods. They glow a faint blue in the shadow of this storm cloud that sits above them. This like fairly localized storm cloud. You watch for a few moments before, one by one, they each disappear mid-stride.
Guys, do you see do you see that?
I point over in the distance in that direction.
Yeah,
I seriously
Dis-
looking the other direction. Where?
right there. Did they just disappear? Did they just disappear?
yeah. You two turn your heads in the direction that Percy's is pointing, and there's nothing. There's a storm cloud and some woods, but nothing else.
I explain it, probably sounding crazy, but
You guys just have to believe me on this one. I saw something funky out there.
Well, we've seen funky things before, so I wouldn't. I'm not a. I don't. I do believe you.
and I point at the storm cloud, and then is the storm cloud moving at all, or is it just like stationary?
Give me a nature check.
Okay. God bless. Rolled a 1. You know.
Yeah, you can't tell. The winds died down briefly, and you're just sort of distracted. You forgot which direction the wind was blowing. But it doesn't really look like it's moving. But you don't know if that's because there's just not enough wind and it's going really slowly, or if it's doing something abnormal.
Hmm.
I don't know what direction, if it's even going, but we should probably stay clear of that cloud. I'm not sure. but let's just be mindful of it and try.
If I know us, we're going straight to the cloud.
It's a little
Some
off to
point.
the side. It's not in your direct path, so you will avoid it unless you choose not to.
The it's gonna follow us.
Oh yeah, that you don't know because you can't tell what direction it's moving in,
I could
if
scout.
at all.
I could turn into an animal and scout. I may do that.
My horse needs a break anyway.
And so I'm going to turn into a hawk
Okay.
and try and fly above that area where I saw them. Try and get a view of what's going on beneath.
Cool. Do you have the stats for a hawk thing? What specifically
bring it up.
perception for it?
Yes, its perception is +8, and I want to say before it's a
1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no, or squawks.
and then I fly.
Yeah, so I guess everyone's, or at least Percy's dismounts and turns into a bird. I assume the other two stop. Whether or not you dismount is up to you. And he flies off towards this storm and this little patch of woods where these creatures were last seen.
Also, it's perception 14. Sorry,
14.
That's the racial modifiers +8.
Ah, very nice.
It's fly 7.
So yeah, give me a perception check as a hawk.
So it's going to be 1d20 +14. And then so 26.
26. So you, as you fly towards this storm, you get, you have another chance to assess the situation as you're in a completely new form with a different set of senses. You've got an ability to feel like the magnetic sort of disruptions coming from the storm because you're a fucking bird. And so you now have a good idea that this storm is moving west, which means it's going to go away from you, but it is moving very slowly, so it's probably going to sit over these woods for a good while. And then as you approach closer to the patch of woods that you saw those dogs moving towards, you start to hear some sounds of commotion.
You can even hear the police.
Like, what sort of commotion?
I could perch down on a. Is this like commotion in the woods?
In
or
the
is this
woods,
out?
in the woods, yeah.
I could perch on a branch and listen for a little bit. There's.
Yeah, you swoop down, find a branch in a tree that has, that looks sturdy enough and has a good view of the surrounding area, and you catch, not too far away from you, those canine creatures that you had seen are tearing away at a small group of huge spiders. There's like probably 2 of these big spiders and 10 of these dog things. Give me a knowledge arcana check.
I'm not trained in it though, so would I know anything?
If you're not trained, then you can give me nature, and you'll just get slightly worse information.
Oh yeah, that's fine. It's probably better in my character anyway. Morning line.
Okay, so with an 18, you're able to identify both of these sets of creatures now, but you don't really know much about them. You just sort of heard of them. These canine creatures are blink dogs.
Blink dog.
And the spiders are, and when I said large, I meant mechanically large, not just bigger than your average house spider. So they're, like horse-sized.
Holy!
I don't like this.
The spiders
Oh my!
you can identify as phase spiders. And there's a pitched battle happening, but it seems that the dogs they're making good use of their numbers. Both of these creatures are like moving in and out of space and time, seemingly jumping around, teleporting at will as they fight each other. And before long, the dogs seem to come out on top, cleaning up.
Damn. I wanted to save the spiders and then ride the spiders.
Okay, I'm going to fly back and try and I'm trying to figure out how to convey this information as a hawk.
Before you leave, you hear some speech, but it's not in a language that you recognize. It's a sort of elegant, flowing speech, but you don't have any idea what's being said.
All right. Freaked out. I fly back to to go back to the horses, find my way back there, and
Watch phase spiders quick skip
try
montages.
I shake my head and look at the area. I shake my head and then look at the area. I don't. If you guys want to ask me questions, I guess I think I can. Yeah, I can't go back in and out, but I can stay in this
I
room
will
for
be
like
right
6
back.
hours.
It's really quick. I just need to take something at
Okay.
the
Oh yeah.
Is there so Lassie, is Timmy stuck in the well?
Hawk noises.
2 hawk noises.
Wait, so you were like looking at it and then like shaking your hawk head?
Yeah,
Is
like
that what you
no.
said?
Yeah, like
Okay.
you don't want to go there unless you want to, but like
I feel like we would pick up on that.
Well,
I'm not calm.
before he's wild shaped, he also established a code.
Okay, cool.
As 1 squawk means yes and 2 squawks means no, right?
Yes.
Is he playing as a dog? He is a druid, which means he's able to take the form of wild animals, and he turned into a hawk.
Alright, so can we get around that then?
Your current path will not take you through there.
Okay, cool.
This was off to the side. That's right. I was going to check if you could move in and out. I don't think you can. I think he's
I'm back.
stuck.
Hi, Hawk.
So I panicked, look at the place, and then I guess we start running in the other direction, unless you guys want to.
Yeah, no,
or
I don't.
Go
Let's just
keep
keep
going
moving.
our way. Yeah, and I'll just you guys keep close to my horse. I
Hi,
can stay in this
Hawk,
form
yes.
for 6 hours, so I'm just gonna stay in the air and fly amongst y'all.
Sirius
could
has
be-
like got the reins of your horse and is leading it along next to his.
You could be a hawk riding a horse, though.
I could, but I'd be not utilizing my
You
wings.
still can't use the reins.
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to control the horse at all. He'd just be
Buck off
standing
the
on
horse.
on the back of the horse.
Just
What do you
having my
look-
reins on my little beak.
It will look really funny, though.
That's
if I
true.
get tired, I'll do that. Skill the saddle and try and perch on. But I guess I will try and make noise if the dogs start warping towards us. But yeah, unless you guys want to fight that.
Yeah, so it sounds like we're y'all are gonna get going back on your path with Percy's you flying overhead.
Yeah, that's a lot of blink dogs and large spiders. That doesn't.
Well, it's spider gone, but yeah.
3 people doesn't feel like enough.
For 10 dogs, I don't think any of them got hurt either, right? It was pretty decisive.
You couldn't really tell. There's a lot going on. They're teleporting all over the place, so it's hard to keep track of like a count of who's doing well and who's not. But
That's fair.
the dogs did pretty well for themselves. So if they are injured or lost anyone, it wasn't many of them.
Yeah, I didn't hear any dying dogs.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of whimpering noises and stuff. It was mostly weird spider death noises.
Spider death noise. Dyson spider. All right, cool. Then I'll definitely just try and freak out if they get near and try and be a scout next to you.
Give me another perception check, Perseus.
Sure. Plus 14, so 28.
As you guys head further out, maybe like 30 minutes, 45 minutes later, something like that, you do see it's at this point way off in the distance as you've continued moving, but you do see 2 of the dogs leaving that wooded area. One just begins to like I guess sort of like pace the outside, and another one runs off back the way that they came.
Which means towards us?
No. It was they were when you saw them initially, they were just sort of running parallel. So
Okay.
they're more or less running back the way y'all came as well. So they're running away from you. Or
Okay.
rather, one of them is running away from you. The rest of them seem to still be in the woods. Or near the woods.
I'll be mindful of it, but I know that if I try and relay the information, it's just going to make more noise.
The rest of the day proceeds pretty uneventfully. It starts to grow darker. I think your wild shape runs out around the time when you start wanting to make camp anyways.
Makes sense.
Somewhat conveniently.
All right, I guess we set up camp. Is there like any? I guess we were using the lantern, but is like what's? Do we have like wooded areas where we can like chill in?
Yeah, someone can give me a survival check to try and like find a good spot. Or a perception, I guess, if you're not a survival character.
I believe I have survival. Yeah.
Yeah, you should have loads.
I do. It's 23 if you want to make it get along in the wild +1.
That. What is that from? Is that from your seeker specialization? I think it is.
Yes, I believe.
Then it's
so,
actually
yeah.
a +2, and I haven't updated it.
Okay.
So that's a 24 because this is definitely getting along in the wild. You are able to find a wooded area that's a little off the road, but not too far of a hike. There's pretty good cover, and there's actually a small creek not too far away, so you have a little bit of water if you need to. You'd have to boil it first or something, but if you need to refill your drinking water or wash or anything like that, you've got that available as well.
Okay.
Nice.
With a 24, you also notice you while you were searching, you notice some plants that are let's say aggressive. And you were able to set up camp in a spot that is not near them. You can give me a knowledge nature to see what else you might know about them, but at a baseline, you know to avoid them.
Yeah, 20.
With a 20, you know so much. They are shtabe, which is it's like a vine with red and purple flowers that have on the petals like white, sort of like ghostly faces on them almost,
Christ.
or like skull faces. You know, they are known to physically move and like come upon prey, put them to sleep, and then suck their life out of them, basically.
Nature is a
So-
fucking bitch.
You you spotted these and now know at least two. They're not they're not super near, but they are close enough that if they decided to, they could get to you during the night. So you know to keep an eye out for them, at the very least.
Okay, very noted. I definitely relay that information to look in that direction. And
There are some scary plants over there that will suck you dry, not in a good way.
Again?
again,
Yeah! We dealt with the evil lettuce a long
Yeah.
time ago.
Oh yeah, I wasn't there for that fun one where you got that little vine wrap guy. Yeah, I heard about that. But no, these are they kind of liquefy you. They make you go to sleep. You don't want that. Let's just say.
Can we keep them out of our campsite? Or do we have to move?
This is probably the right area. Just we could probably just keep an eye out. Once we use that lantern, I think as long as
Okay.
we keep it. I can take first watch.
I'll take second.
for my
I mean-
form, I'm going Al for the night watch.
Okay.
I'll watch.
I'm gonna assume that owls have dark vision, or
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I'm just going for.
excellent.
I'm double checking, but low light vision, not dark vision, but low light.
Okay. I'm assuming y'all are gonna set up a fire of some sort.
Yeah, I can do that. I
so-
guess it's my
yeah.
survival check.
Yeah. So once you have that, it'll be, it won't be completely dark around you. So low light should do the trick.
Word. Yeah, so I'll set up a nice fire. Do you want me to make any checks for that?
Yeah, make a quick survival check just in case you really fuck it up. Yeah, you're good at this.
Okay. I sparked that shit.
So you set up camp, eat whatever trail rations or whatever you brought with you for the trip, and get ready for bed. Unless someone wants to do anything else, we'll
I'm dead asleep at this point already.
okay.
Passed out already.
Yep.
If you see an owl pecking at you, do not attack it. It's me waking you up to let you know danger's coming.
Understood.
I will wake a vet up to make sure that vet knows that. I don't care how sleep you were. You're not attacking this out.
So who was second watch?
Sirius was.
Okay, so that means Yvette is the third watch.
Yeah.
Cool. So there's 3 of you, which means each watch is like 3 hours long, so that you can each get 6 hours of sleep.
Smart.
Out of curiosity, Percy's, when you wild shape, and maybe this answer isn't the same every time, but do you go for like accurate depiction of the animal, or is there like a personal spin you put on it? Is there a trademark sort of marking or something that you go for every time?
If you pay attention to the top of its head, there are little horns on it.
I love that.
Nice.
Even the
No
goose,
matter what
like,
animal, there's always little horns.
just tiny little horns. They're not used for attacks or anything. They're just there
Yeah.
for.
Fantastic. So, Horned Owl taking first watch. Give me a perception check.
Pleasure. I gotta look at the owls.
And I
perception.
actually make it with advantage because y'all have advance warning about these plants.
Okay. Its owl is plus 10, so I'll roll that.
Just really hoping he'd say they all have horns. Oh my god.
I'm not gonna roll another one.
My God.
Well,
You saw the future.
you see the
You see crackers running.
the flowered vines moving to the south as if they're like circling around the back of your camp, like trying to approach from a different angle. But you see their movement. They're slow, so it takes them a while to cross the gap. But you're able to track all their little minute movements.
Nice.
They haven't made any sort of move towards your camp yet, but they have changed their direction of approach. And you also see off in the distance, this is a sort of northeast. It's pretty far away, but you see a light glowing through a window of a cottage. Rather, you see the light come on during your shift. Rather, it was dark when y'all first went to bed, or I guess when the other two went to bed, and you saw this light sort of flicker on off in the distance, in a little cottage.
Okay. So I will
Okay.
flutter. I will flutter on down. I will try and gently awake you guys so you guys don't make too much of a commotion. And I'm just going to stay in hoot form still and try and relay information that I point towards the direction. Hoo, hoo. I don't know. You guys probably don't know it's plants, but if it's, you guys can ask questions and figure that out, maybe.
Because you said you had a yes/no system, right?
Yes. One hoot for yes, two for no.
I think we would jump straight to plants just because we've talked
Yeah.
about it right before bed.
Hoo,
Is it plants?
hoo.
Okay. I start looking around for them.
I flap my wings in that direction, and I flutter off in that direction to like circle.
Do we need to fight them off,
Yeah.
or do we need to move?
So I think you probably would have told them this before y'all went to bed because you, Perseus, you know a lot about these specific plants. They don't love fire. Not super surprising for plants, but they can be sort of chased off if they get too close with like a torch or something.
Noted.
Or like fire magic or whatever.
Hang on, Oh, wait. Sorry, I just want to see what this cantrip does. Okay, Flare does not seem like a fire spell.
It could be. Like, it won't do fire damage, but you could flavor it as being a flash of fire if you want to.
I would love to do that in the direction of the plants.
All right, so yeah, you reach out and burst this quick blast of fire pretty close to the plants in their direction, and they're these flowers with those like ghastly face markings on them begin to turn away from your flame, like the opposite of a sunflower.
I also throw a couple logs onto our fire.
All right, and with these efforts, it seems like this patch of vicious plants are giving up on you as prey. They begin slowly moving off in a different direction.
I fly back to my tree, face the camp, but turn my head 180 degrees because I can. Because I'm a now.
Yeah, and so Sirius and I bet you can get back to sleep now. With Percy's, you'll finish the last like half of your watch. So y'all dealt with this pretty early. So you're not gonna like incur any real disruption to the following day due to lack of sleep or anything.
Okay.
All right, and as I guess morph out of my form
Nice.
to go to sleep.
King
I,
owl shit.
Okay, there's a cottage down there. I saw someone in there. Probably not the best time to wake them up and say hey, but we could visit. There might be a friendly person we might get information from. Good night. I'm tired.
and get my little bed, my I guess my medium sized bedroom. Tuck myself in.
Sirius stays out of bed to start keeping watch.
I'm still dead asleep.
All right, give me a perception check, Sirius.
It can't be worse than last time, so
That's true.
we can only improve.
Nice.
All right, that's a 27, so that's pretty good. So you keep an eye on where the plants were coming from, as well as just keeping a general like ear out for other noises in the woods and stuff, and occasionally glancing over at that cottage. The plants do continue to move off, so you seem to be in the clear for that. The rest of the area is pretty quiet, so the only real activity that you notice is occasionally a figure casts a silhouette across the window of the cottage off in the distance, as if they're like walking around their house.
Why are they up so late? That Sirius is just wondering to himself.
Mhm.
But
The rest of your watch goes without incident, which means it's Ivette's turn.
I wake Ivette up, not roughly, but not gently. Because I know that gently trying to wake him up will not wake him up, given I set off a flare and he didn't wake up.
Is it already my turn?
It is already your turn.
Fuck. Sure. And then I kind of like get up with still my eyes closed, like very kid not wanting to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lots of 5 more minutes, mom energy.
Yeah. And I start taking my turn. I reload my gun with my new bullets, though. Just like as I watch, I just go like fiddling with the gun a little bit.
Yeah, that is actually something you're gonna have to keep track of, is what
Yeah.
bullets are loaded in
What
there
bullets
at a
I
given
have,
time.
yeah.
So you have you load 6 at a time, right?
Yep.
So it's gonna be 6 flash bullets. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Flash boom bullets. FBB if you wanna short it.
Give me a perception check.
Oh yeah.
Your
Reloading guns takes time.
yeah, your eyes are still heavy from a night that wasn't long enough for your taste, and so you try and keep yourself awake by like reloading your gun and making sure it's clean and everything's moving and working correctly and stuff. So you don't keep really a close eye on anything. But fortunately for you, nothing bad seems to happen during the night. You're not attacked or anything like that. So
Hey.
the sun begins to rise.
Woke up. Spiders, 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 spiders. Oh,
Wake up.
having some spider dreams, I guess.
Can I look at the house and see if there's any movement outside it now or anything like that?
Sure. Give me a perception check.
I'm gonna use the bathroom really quick.
Okay. It's harder to see now that the sun is coming up, but there is still a faint glow from that window. Seemingly, whatever fire or such that's burning within is still going. And if you stand there and watch for a few minutes, you will see eventually an old woman walks out the front door. Takes sort of 2 steps out and then bends over, does something, and goes back in.
Okay. Is there anything that useful we could ask them? I guess I'm asking Yvette.
I don't know. It's not like this is where we're supposed to be. This is just
Yeah, that's true.
like are we just like making friends?
I'm not sure. I was going off of what Percy said last night when we changed watch. Was that maybe they would have information, but I was trying to think of what information they might have since, like you said, this isn't where we're supposed to be.
I think we have to wait until Percy's come back from the bush. Percy just taking a huge dump on the woods.
I wipe and I'm done.
Do you think there's something we can ask at the people at the house, Percy?
Maybe about the recent ship activity. If there's, I don't know how close we are to our actual place. Probably not that far. So
It's been 1 day. You were told it was about 3 days total. So there's like one more day of travel to get to Kaymore, and then from Kaymore to Tofi's Landing is also about a day, or a little less than a day, like 8 hours, 6 hours, something like that.
Okay. I might actually just let them know about the plants down there if he doesn't know about that. But I don't think we'll have any
That's a
questions.
good idea.
Oh, maybe about blink dogs in the area. Maybe they might know about that.
There are blink dogs not that far from here.
Probably should be noted that there was a dog battle. At least put it on the Zillow report.
We can
We
go
can
warn
also-
them and then continue on our way.
We can also just train our pirate skills and just steal everything on the house.
I don't think I do.
Arr!
Just kick down the door, smash all of her pots, and look for gold in them.
Look,
Zelda
we're not
style.
role-playing Zelda.
I know the Rukel's nearby. I read that game fix.
So you break camp, and it sounds like you're going to head towards this cottage. It's not
Yeah.
too far off of the path you'd be taking anyways. It's just a little bit to the east.
Yeah, let's just say hey and warn them of recent activity. At least that's my plan.
Yeah, let's just warn them and then we'll get moving on our way. It shouldn't take long.
What's good with people here?
All right, so you head towards the cottage as you approach. It's a pretty like small, sort of ramshackle place. It's made of like thatch and pretty simple structure. There's a rounded wooden door at the front.
I will not aggressively knock, but I'll knock loud enough, hopefully for him or her to hear.
Yes. Is someone there?
Yes. Hello.
The door swings open. Well, slowly swings open. And this little old woman, maybe like 5 feet tall, staring at your like belly button, probably, raises her head slowly. She's like slightly hunched over, has a sort of gray look, olive skin, wrinkled and such. Oh,
Hi. Nice to meet you. I am Perseus from the Secrets of Jade Oath. We were walking by and we noticed some activities
Door
with some
saunters
native
open.
plants. I'm not sure if you're aware of them. I just was here to warn you about activity in the area, just for you to be cautious.
oh, weird plants, you say?
Yeah, I won't describe them out full, but yeah, like I'll try and describe them best I can with the ghostly visage and all that, you know. But yeah, and then I'll try and describe. I guess I didn't really tell my party about the blink dogs. I just told them there was danger. Did you ever see the blink dogs? I don't think they did. So I
No,
would
they didn't.
talk about the blink dogs to this lady. Be like,
Okay, so there are also been reports in the area with blinking dogs that can teleport. Uh, Stay inside if you hear any dogs. They might actually be blink dogs. You do not want to be a blink dog. So yeah, I just wanted to warn you.
Oh, blink dogs. Yes, they're lovely creatures, aren't they?
They were not lovely when I saw them tear or hearing them tear apart spiders, but I don't know.
Oh
if
no,
you're
that
getting
is the natural way of things. The sage leads his pack and keeps this area safe for folk like me. It's lovely. You should have a chat with one day. They're very nice.
a sage, you say?
Yes, you can tell he's a little smaller than the rest, but has a sort of almost a beard looking. Very wise.
They wouldn't attack random adventurers.
Oh, not without cause. I don't think so. No.
That is very duly noted. Thank you, ma'am.
glad we didn't attack the blink dog. I think
Please,
that's
y'all.
all.
Please come in. Would you like some tea? I'm just sitting down for dinner myself.
Oh, sure.
For dinner?
Dinner?
Yes, I've made some stew.
Isn't it fucking the fucking morning?
It sure is.
Do you usually stay up all night?
Oh, I don't much care for the sun, you see. So yes, I prefer to
I see.
wake in the evening.
That makes sense.
Are you a vampire?
Oh dear, no, I wish.
Are you a werewolf?
A what now?
A werewolf.
Speak up, son. She cups her ear and leans in a little closer.
A werewolf!
Oh, No, of course I'm not a wolf. As you see, I'm a woman. Just an old woman, nothing else.
Sense motive.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we can do that. Can I do it too?
Yeah, you can.
Wait, did you say we? No, I'm not gonna pile onto it.
You don't have to. Yeah. So
Actually, wait.
there's serious. She sounds just so pure and innocent.
I believe everything
Uh,
she's saying.
But Percy's and I bet it. Something was weird about the way she said that she's just an old woman.
Okay. Well,
It was a little like telling half the truth, sort of thing. But she wasn't lying about not being a vampire or a werewolf. She is neither of those things, or at least
Okay.
she doesn't think she is either of those things.
Here's the thing, old lady. I know some old people in my life. They don't usually stay up all night.
Why are you berating this poor, kind woman?
I always like to stay up at night. I'm just saying.
It's the I don't know. Since the last time that I went to like an adventure and shit, we almost died. So I'm kind of like cautious about everything right now.
I
Yeah.
suppose. Well, maybe
Yeah.
we should just move on then. We do have places to be.
We
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
We
yeah.
did. We ate before and we hate to. I appreciate your accompaniment, but
Yeah, you're
Just one-
also about to go sleep, apparently. So we're not gonna take our time.
You don't want any tea or perhaps some beetroot stew?
there are some important people, unfortunately, waiting on us, man. So I would appreciate. Maybe on the way back, maybe we can say hi.
Oh,
Sirius thinks
yes,
hard about it.
please do. I don't get many visitors out here.
There will be a
Yeah,
skeleton
because
man,
you're sleeping during the day.
maybe.
Well, perhaps that doesn't help things. I don't know how you can deal with it so bright in the middle of the day, though. I'd much rather be asleep before noon.
I can see the appeal.
There are no stars during the day either. So I do prefer the night as well.
Oh, I love a good stargaze.
Oh, I forgot about my trait last night. No.
Percy starts angling his feet away from the door.
Lady,
Slowly
what
start
about your
walking
vitamin
away
D?
so that we don't get our faces eaten. Just want to eat her face, I think, but unless you guys want to still entertain her.
No, we do
Yeah,
have
we
places to
can
be.
get. What's your name, old lady?
Oh, you can call me Poppy. Like the flower.
Can I call you Big Poppy? Ironically.
Sure.
Okay, Big Poppy.
Strapping lad such as yourself, you can call me whatever you like.
Oh Jesus! The old lady wants to fuck Percy.
She chuckles and just goes to sip her tea.
You're too kind. Okay, well,
Love
we
the
were going to
stargaze.
attend to our matters now.
God damn it.
Beware plants. They scary.
And I start
Well,
walking
thank
away.
you very much for the warning. I'll be sure to close my windows so they don't slither in.
Yeah, you definitely don't want that. Yeah, and they're afraid of fire. So if you have to, get some fire near them. They won't like that.
Good to know, good to know.
And good day now.
And you as well. Be safe.
Bye.
Make good choices.
Awesome. I guess I'm gonna get on my horse now.
Yeah, and you leave Poppy's house.
Yo, Percy. Poppy
Well,
wanted to fuck you.
I appreciate her compliments.
How would that work?
I don't want to think about it. That's probably to be honest.
You're really big. It's just really small.
I am 7'6", yes, and 380 pounds. But yeah, let's get on our way now.
Okay,
All right.
I'm on my horse thinking about it.
I give you a weird look.
Just like the not like in a sexual way. I'm just thinking of like the anatomy way. Like, how would it work?
Curious.
I'm
She's
not
not
like
that much smaller
aroused.
than him.
I'm not like aroused by it. I'm just like
Uh-huh.
curious.
I start writing Notorious B.I.G.'s. I like it when you.
So heading north towards Kamor, a few hours in, really only like 2 hours into your trip, you start to see thrusting into the sky in the distance a huge tower. It is impossible to miss, and as you approach, or I guess as you head towards it, you're still quite a ways out. The dry, chilly air starts to warm, sort of noticeably, a bit unseasonably.
You guys feel that? It's getting warmer.
It's getting cold. It shouldn't be getting colder as we get towards the middle of the day.
It's getting warmer,
Oh, warmer, sorry.
but
I thought you
it's
said
it's
colder.
getting warmer than you would expect it to.
What's putting off heat around this area? This is weird.
I look towards like the tower area and wonder if it's coming from there. Is that the city, or is this like is the tower like part of a city, or is it just a tower standing alone by itself?
Give me knowledge, local or history. Yeah, serious. You can do it with advantage
I cannot do either of those
for
things.
reasons.
You said history, or what was the other one?
Local.
Okay, they're the same.
I have a check mark on local.
Yeah, those aren't great. But one's better than the other.
Oh yeah, we couldn't do a thing. Yup. We all suck ass.
So yeah, Sirius, you're not sure what's going on. You don't really recognize this thing, or have any idea why the weather is getting a little weird. I bet you also don't know anything about why the weather's getting a little weird, but you do know that there's a big fuck off tower in Kamor.
There's a big fuck off tower in Kamor.
Oh, good to know. I didn't know that.
That's
Well, I guess we
probably.
should head towards that area and see what's happening.
Yeah, let's go towards the big fuck off tower. Yeah, that's.
Is it
That
a fuck
sounds
off
like-
tower, or is that
Yeah.
what you're thinking?
If only had a
That
walking
sounds
library,
like
I know, right?
something that we would do. Yeah.
I mean, it's not a yeah. That's kind of in our pay grade to go into a fuck off tower. I think we did that just very thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hiya!
So with this tower growing in the distance as you get closer and closer to the town of Kamor, you soon begin to see the rectangular stone wall that surrounds the outside of the town. The tower comes into clear focus, this huge spire, and you see that it is made of like a honey-colored stone along the outside. It is huge, like hundreds of feet tall.
Okay.
But getting closer, you see some, you see like buildings near the wall, and then there's nothing, and then the tower, right? So there seems to be like you just can't see whatever is in the middle of the town. You can't see it.
Okay. Also, is there anything we need to do in this town? I don't think there is really. Now that I think about it, is there anything that we need to do for the job at least?
For the job, no. This just happens to be sort of on the way, and it's the only major settlement between
Okay.
there. And so you can ride straight through if you'd like, and you'll get to Toby's Landing a little earlier, but it'll be another night outside. Otherwise, you can, because it's the sun's still out when you approach the walls of Kaymore. But it's afternoon, right? So you could
Oh, it's
you could hang
afternoon,
out
okay.
here, and then get a room or something, and then
That's-
head back off in the morning. Or if you just ride straight on, then you'll have one more night, and then you'll be able to get into Toby's Landing like pretty early the following day.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, I like the idea of staying in the city then and finding a room. I thought
I
it
want
was
to go.
morning still.
I want to go to the fuck off tower. Do you guys think Krakus is waiting for us for too long?
He's a skeleton. He can.
He's
he
like
can-
1,000 years old. He's fine.
What's one more day for a skeleton? Really?
The closer you get to Kaymore, the warmer it becomes. It is seemingly summertime here. And looking up at this spire that dominates the whole area, there is a strange sort of multicolored cloud that hovers over the very top of it. It doesn't cover the whole town even. It's pretty small, but there's the occasional sort of bolt of energy that comes out of it.
Weird. Very weird.
So with sweat beginning to bead upon your brows, you come to the brown stone walls of Kaymore. There's a gatehouse not too far off of the line that you were taking, so slight course adjustment, and you are able to enter.
I want to turn to a lizard right now. It's so warm. I'm not going to do that though.
You would imagine that a fuck off tower of this size would like project like a huge like shadow, and then it will make things a little bit chill. The fact that it's too hot with a big fuck off tower is so funny. I'm imagining like a lot of people just following the shadow towards the day. Throughout the day.
Once you get into the town, there is another wall further in. This one is made of some sort of wood, like a palisade running along a circle around the tower. There are Percy's and Sirius for sure. You would notice or recognize rather agents of the Order of Mages that are sort of standing guard on this or around this palisade, this inner wall.
Suddenly I'm interested.
But the area of town that you're in right now seems to just be a normal town, apart from it being weirdly hot here, at least right now.
I wonder if the tower would have more information on why it's weirdly hot here, or information on why things are disappearing.
Feel free to ask.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I can't really party face too much unless my charisma is kind of dirt.
I have 12 charisma. I can do it.
Higher than mine. Shit.
Are you going to try and approach the palisade then, or find one of the mages that's seemingly guarding it?
I'd like to find one of the mages that's seemingly guarding it. Yeah. And see if they'll let us in.
Yeah, so you find one that's at one of the sort of gates in this palisade where it opens up and people are allowed through. They're standing outside, looking a little bored. Just sort of like pacing around, occasionally leaning up against the wall, getting up, pacing a little bit more.
Hello, we're with the Seekers passing through on an investigation of why all these cargo vessels have
Gabitha's
been
a smooth
missing.
talker.
Is there any chance you can let us in and we can ask around?
I'll let you in? No. The spire and the conservatory have been closed since the start of the year. I'm sorry.
Oh, why are they closed?
I am not at liberty to say. The renovations is, I believe, what all I am allowed to tell you.
So,
and if you like, any of you look closer now that you're up against this palisade, you can see a like crack that runs jaggedly up the side of the tower, sort of cutting across, and there's a big missing hunk of stone, like a big divot in the outside.
oh, I see. Earthquake?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Everybody who has magic has to be like kind of vetted by this organization, right?
Yeah, if you want to use your magic at all in this area in the kingdom, then you need to have a license essentially for the types of things that you're going to do.
Do you carry around like a badge or a license or something like that?
Yeah, you carry something around. I mean, I guess you can go unlicensed, but it bears with it the risk of legal repercussions.
I'd like to show them mine and see if that will let them let me in or tell me more.
Okay, this is a sort of backstory question then. How I guess how much would you have pursued as far as this license goes? So, because there's lots of different levels, right? You could get something that just lets you like cast basic shit like detect magic and stuff. You could get like a full on I'm an adventurer, I want to fireball motherfuckers in cities if need be, which is going to be more expensive, or you could get something that even is like the magic that I'm going to be using is mostly for research purposes, and so there's lots of different like types of things that you can get. So what do you think Sirius would have gotten for himself? How much would he have shelled out? How much paperwork is he willing to go through in order to get something more permissive?
Is this like so? Follow-up question to that then. For those licenses, is it the same here as his is it the same organization here as Sirius's home country, or would he have had to get the license here separately?
There is no licensing process anywhere else to your knowledge. This is pretty unique to the Kingdom of Tova. They crack down significantly on this sort of thing, on magic really in general.
I feel like he probably would have gotten as high a license as he could as part of this trip.
Okay.
and just to open up more research opportunities and stuff like that. So considering I only have second level spells, I don't know how high a license that would be right now, really. But
Yeah.
it's not like I
Okay.
know major magic or anything yet.
Yeah, I think there's probably like a little tag on your license then that that says that you're engaged in arcane research stuff, and so they'll look over your little license thing and say, oh well, yeah, you can go in, but like I said, the spire and the conservatorium are closed. You can go in though. Your friends though cannot unless they also have sufficient licensing.
Yep, I gotta wait outside.
Yeah, I don't even know what a license is in this context.
Is it worth going? One moment. Is it worth me going in, or should we just move on?
I could just find a room and you can do this, and that's completely fine. But if we can get a hot and a cot, as they say, then I'm happy as a clan.
Yeah, to
Okay.
to sort of orient things timeline wise, it's like yeah, it's probably like 5 p.m. or something. Maybe like 4 p.m. So there's still, a couple of hours of daylight before you would even really want to be going to bed. So if your intention is to sleep here, then you've got some time to burn anyways. But if riding on through the rest of the day is still on the table, then that's a decision you'll have to make pretty soon.
Which do we want to keep moving, or do we want to stay here tonight?
Wouldn't have to worry about taking watch and all that in the city.
That's true.
So
Should we just stay here then?
I think so. Unless,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna go investigate this tower then, see what's going on. If there's anything useful I can find.
Okay. This mage that's standing at the gate sort of flashes a couple fingers up and to signal someone. There's a little like burst of, almost like a tiny firework sort of thing that shoots up, and someone on the other side of the palisade begins to open the door. As it swings open, you see the ground drops off significantly, almost immediately, on the other side of the palisade. And it becomes immediately clear that this tower, this spire, sits in the center of a crater. The ground in this crater is still sort of cracked and discolored in a lot of different places. There are a number of buildings down here. There's a lot of them gathered right near the base of the spire, which is down here at its base, quite large. It sort of slopes upward and gets thinner as it gets taller. You can see where that piece of stone was missing now that it's not hidden by the palisade. And you can see into the deep center of the crater that there is the rubble of a building that stone seemingly landed on top of and smashed through a bunch of it, which might be why the conservatorium is closed.
Okay. Is there anywhere obvious where I would go to just give information, or a library or anything like that?
There's not a lot of stuff that's labeled here. There's also not a lot of people here. You see mostly just in the standard mage order garb, people walking around the edges of the palisade. There's really not a lot of activity here in the center, but there is one building that has some people moving in and out. It's not labeled or anything, but
okay, yeah, I'm serious. Definitely starts striding that way to with a purpose, just because it looks like that's where most stuff is happening.
As you enter, there's a one person sat at a desk. It's a silver-haired fetchling woman. They're is probably only, at least from what you can see, only like 2 or 3 other people in here. Um, they are 2 of them are dressed in that standard Order of Mages sort of get up. And the other is just wearing like standard sort of basic, not peasant clothing, but like a low end merchant, sort of someone who's not struggling but isn't rich either.
Okay, I walk up to like the person who looks more like a mage. Why is it so warm?
That's just what the Spire has for us today.
I'm
Is
sorry,
this your first time here?
I've never been to the Spire before.
Oh, the weather changes on the hour. The season changes on the hour sometimes.
Oh. On purpose?
Whose purpose?
Uh,
Not ours, certainly.
Tower's purpose? Or
Perhaps. Welcome to the
Oh.
library in the shadow of the spire, though. That's as
Ah,
good
the
of a name as
library.
we have, I guess. It's here in the shadow of the spire.
Well, this is the perfect place, and I was looking for the library, but your buildings aren't labeled, so I wasn't sure.
Well, most who come in here know what they're looking for already, I suppose. They either work at the conservatorium or in the spire itself. Or they're like me and they work here. Not important enough for anywhere else.
Well, running a library is a very important job.
I appreciate the sentiment, but
There's a lot of
you don't
knowledge
need to
buried in
butter me
here.
up. You can just check the shelves yourself.
All right. Well, thank you. I'll go check the shelves for any like interesting books, like spell books or anything like that.
Searching through the shelves, it seems to be mostly research materials, but it's nothing like too esoteric or weird. This is like a kind of a general sort of magic research library. There's nothing too like interesting or unique here.
Okay.
But I don't think it's too big of a leap based on what the librarian said. There may be more interesting or important stuff held elsewhere, but all that stuff is closed right now in the
I
conservatorium and stuff.
just run back to the librarian real quick. When do you think everything will reopen?
Shouldn't be too long. We've been closed for a little while already, but I think they're waiting for repair materials.
Oh, okay.
This is the biggest incident we've had since I've been here.
What happened?
Oh, I'm not privy to anything that happens inside the spire, but one day there's a big crash and half the conservatorium was in shambles. Well, I'm sure you can see.
I do see. That's unfortunate. But I will have to I'll have to try and come back and visit again when after the repairs when I can see everything.
Yes, please. Come back whenever. We're always here, even if we're not always open. There's always something new in the crater.
New in the crater?
Well, as you can see, we're in the middle of a vast crater, and as I said earlier, though, the weather gives us constant surprises. Sometimes we have, sometimes it's a bit dangerous. I actually was evacuated. Everyone had to leave the crater. What was it? 2 months ago, maybe.
What happened that was so bad?
Firestorm.
Oh, that is bad.
Well, most days it's not that bad. Most days it's just wear layers. I would say, yeah.
That makes sense. I think Sirius has probably decided there's not much else he can do here, so he's just gonna wave and start to head out. If there's nothing else to get into.
All right. So leaving the library in the shadow of the spire, um, with a little bit more context, I guess, about what's going on here.
At least context about the changing temperatures and everything.
Mm-hmm. And as you like head back up the slope of the crater towards the palisade door where you entered, you turn your head back to see the cloud atop the spire begins like getting a little bit more blue in color, and a wind sort of blows down, not super strong, but it's a little surprising. A cool wind blows down, seemingly coming off the side of the spire and up and out the crater.
How odd. I'm going to go look for Yvette and Percy's.
So did Yvette and Perseus hang out at the like hang out at the door, or did y'all go off and do something else?
I mean, I probably would have waited for a little bit if it wasn't too long, or just like explored in the general area where you'd easily find me.
Same. I would probably just follow Percy's around.
Maybe do a little window shopping
Yep.
in the area. But yeah, I was. If we're all together, we can look for an inn. I guess that's what I would do.
Yeah, so you all are reunited after not too long. I don't think Sirius was in there more than like 10 or 20 minutes, probably.
I tell them what I learned about at least about the changing weather, but that I couldn't get. There wasn't much else for me to look at or find, as far as I could tell.
Yeah, and you'll notice that the wind starts to pick up a little bit and the temperature starts to drop. It's getting a little bit more comfortable.
So prepare for weather changes every hour.
Fantastic. Well, I hope the inside has climate control or whatever we have available to us. We'll see. We'll find out when I'm sleeping.
Climate change is not a joke.
It really isn't.
All right, so you're looking for a place to stay for the night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's certainly not hard to find somewhere. This whole area seems to be sort of built to service lots of people coming in and out. And as you look around even more, there's on a couple of like the really mostly just the northernmost and southernmost ends of town. The gatehouses are much bigger to accommodate streams of carts, and on the southern part, I think you see even a couple of like a caravan of a couple of these big carts leaving town. There's a number of big warehouse looking buildings that they are seemingly coming from, and there's lots of other like little shops and accommodations. So all sorts of different supplies and things are available for sale here, and there's restaurants and pubs and inns sort of dotted all over the place. Not a ton of permanent residence stuff, though. I think the first inn you come upon is called the Brass Dream.
Ooh. This
It's a
place
cool
seems
name.
nice.
It is a cool name.
Walk in and look for an innkeeper. Get myself a room.
The innkeeper is an auton made of
Oh, cool.
made of wood,
Oh.
standing behind a desk of this very homey sort of place. It's there's even vines and stuff strung up around the corners inside. There's plants along the walls, like little planter boxes and stuff.
I like this place.
And a feature that you find in a lot of the buildings here is they seem to have very strategically placed openable windows so they can get cross drafts, and also fireplaces. Basically everywhere has a fireplace.
Okay, so that's their climate. Okay, adjustment. Good to know. Well,
That's a cool looking auton. Hey, could I get a room, please?
Of course. Just one, two,
Well,
three.
probably 3. Guys, are you staying here or?
I mean,
Yeah,
probably.
I'll stay here.
It looks like a cool place.
Let's do it then.
Wonderful. That will be 3 gold pieces for just the one night, I take it.
Yeah, we are moving on. So, yep, one night, please.
Wonderful.
I put my 3.
Sign here, here, here. Pointing to to the 3 different signature lines, presumably one for each of you.
Okay.
Okay.
Dot here. Yeah. Okay.
We sign it.
Your rooms are just down the hall. You want separate rooms, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Here are your keys. Jeffrey will show you the way.
Jeffrey. I like that name. It's exotic.
You hear a little squeaking noise, and a pretty sizable mouse runs out in front of you, gets up on its back legs, looks at the group of you, and heads down the hallway. Please follow Jeffrey.
I love to follow Jeffrey.
Let's follow Jeffrey.
Follow this mouse.
And one by one, this little brown mouse takes you to your rooms. You're all along the same sort of hallway, but you're not right next to each other. So there's 1 or 2 rooms between each of you. But
Okay.
just as Jeffrey stops in front of a room, motions towards it, then moves on to the next one, stops in front of it, motions towards it, moves to the next one, and then runs back to the front desk.
Thank you, Jeffrey. I will die for Jeffrey.
And also, before I go to bed, I am going to, since I'm fresh and I can animal form out, I might hawk out and try and scout a little bit ahead while I have daylight and then fly back in.
Okay. Does anyone else have things they want to do before the night?
Can I see the stars out my window?
You will have to open your window and poke your head out, but in order to get a really good look.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I want to do
you'll
that.
be able to.
Okay.
You can also around back behind the brass dream. There's a little like gated off garden with a bunch of different plants. Some of them are like blooming flowers. Others are seemingly like dormant, but there's a huge variety out here. In this little like seating area, little stone bench.
I'd like to go out to I go outside to the stone bench, since I assume I can see that out my window, and sit there and meditate on the stars for a while.
Excellent.
So I get a d20 roll, right?
Mm-hmm.
Slash roll.
Mm-hmm. Slash roll 1d20. Nice.
And I'm just contemplating what the stars mean for the future of the day.
Percy's, as you go scouting out, depending on how early you want to leave, you could probably fly for like an hour and then fly back before it's even dark, right? So,
if it's getting close to like if it's like dusk, I can owl, and then I'll be an owl. It's like, yeah, I guess it gets
okay.
so yeah.
You can fly like halfway there, honestly, before you really need to turn around. So you get to a point where you can see what looks like a town off in the distance along the coastline. It gets pretty flat out there, so it starts to get a little easier to see distances.
Okay.
But you're not too far. I mean, you could probably get to Tofi's Landing at like lunchtime. 1 p.m. something like that.
Nice. Okay. And there's nothing dangerous along the way?
It doesn't seem like it. There's not much of anything along the way, in fact.
Okay. I will flutter my way back then. Good to know.
Does Yvette have anything he wants to do before morning?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't even have a lot of money to spare than just go like see what the store has to sell. So I don't think so.
Okay. Then y'all get a good night's rest in a comfortable bed in the Brass Dream in the heart of Kaymore. As morning comes, it is raining.
Oh, drat. Is it raining in the area, or is it raining like is it like a town thing, or is it?
It's raining in Kaymore for sure.
You know what's cool? It's raining here right now, so I can hear the rain outside.
Nice. That's immersion right there.
It's
Nice.
very immersive.
You're in game. Yeah, I guess I'll start like walking out towards like the city edge to see if it's just Kaymore or if it's.
you take a look out through one of the open gates in the wall, and it's raining a little bit beyond the edge of Kaymore, maybe like a mile out, and then it stops very abruptly. And you can see the clouds are like it's too round of a shape for a cloud, so it's pretty clearly not normal.
I'm clearly fascinated with this.
You guys see what's happening? This is like very local. This place is bizarre.
Yes, the stars did tell me that it was supposed to be a good day for me today, so
Oh,
I
that's
was
good.
surprised by the rain this morning. But that makes sense if it's only raining here.
Well, you had a good premonition. It seems pretty clear on the way. I flew, did a little bit of scouting, didn't see anything crazy of note. Pretty flat. So I think we got a easier than usual trek ahead of us, hopefully. We'll see. Let's get our horses and unless you guys want to shop or anything. Do you guys want to shop or anything? You want to pop some tags, as they
I don't
say?
need to shop.
No popping tags. Are you
Yeah, I
popping
don't think
tags?
you
I
need to
bet.
shop.
No. Okay. All right. Well, I start looking
I'm
for my
broke.
horse. It's the one thing about making a lot of characters, I guess, huh?
Oh yeah.
So you get your horses, make your way out of Kaymore, heading north towards Tofi's Landing. And as Percy's noted, you pretty quickly find the edge of the rain, where it just stops. It's not, the cloud's not moving anywhere. The rain is just sat on top of this town.
I think I would probably just sit there outside for 10 minutes and just like try to observe this and see what kind of weirdness, like, because that I'm fixated on it for a second. I like being out in nature. This is not natural.
As you sit there, the rain turns to sleet and starts pelting hard against the dry ground, or not the dry ground, the hard ground. It's definitely not dry. It's been raining for a couple of hours. And then it just stops. It leaves a thin sheen of sort of glistening ice that begins to slowly melt, but it comes to a very abrupt end. And the cloud just begins to sort of disappear, sort of dissolves.
Crazy. All right. Well, I guess let's get on before I stare at this cloud much more.
All right. I'm ready to move.
Yeah, we should
Want
have
to learn
a.
about that place someday.
We should get like let a pin here so we might come back at some point. Because I do be curious.
Yeah.
It's a weird place.
Yeah, this seems like a really cool city to investigate at some point.
Yeah, too bad our mission is not.
Too bad it's not here.
I feel like we would just be causing trouble. Just like pestering people.
You got anything else to do? What do you want?
So, heading north, it's not a particularly long trip. There's nothing really of note that happens on your way there. It's just a sort of straight shot along a well-trodden road between Kaymore and Tofi's Landing. There's lots of going both ways. Lots of indentations from carts and horses. This seems like it's pretty often used by people lugging lots of cargo and stuff. But as you come up to it, you see a town spread across the coastline like butter on bread. Triangular wooden structures perched on little stone foundations. There's a statue that stands prominently in the center with a pretty sizable dockyard that you can see just beyond it. There's 2 large ships moored here in this dockyard, and there's workers sort of streaming about one of them like ants. Bursts of seasonably appropriate cool wind blow from the coast, over the water and between the buildings of this town, hitting you in the face as you approach. Welcome to Tofi's Landing.
Wow.
All right. So I know you mentioned, so it's probably where the ships are, probably where our contract would be relevant.
The contract was issued by the Merchants Guild of Tofi's Landing.
Okay. Oh yeah. So we can just look for the Merchants Guild then. Okay. All right. I guess we could stroll through the towns and make of anything of note. I guess like stores or anything like that.
The Merchant's Guild should be pretty easy to find, right? Because it's a port city, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's
So it's probably near the port.
yeah, it's this whole place is it's very much like on the water. It sort of bulges around the dock area. There's a little bit more depth to the town here, where there's more activity, but you see stretching along on either side of this center area are little groups of houses that are very close to the water. All of them are on these little stone foundations, the same sort of post and lintel construction.
For some reason, I'm picturing that city in Flapjack, the port city.
I'm not familiar.
Oh, fair enough.
But yeah, it's not difficult to find really anything here because it's sort of a flat town. You can just sort of walk along like two roads and see basically everything. And it's all, there's everything's every building has a sign out in front of it to tell you what it is and stuff. So you come upon a guild hall. It's literally just labeled guild hall, and it has a sign outside that sort of marks like a couple of different guilds in the city and where, like, what direction once you go inside the hall to turn to get to where they are. So it's like a directory sort of thing, like turn left for the shipwrights guild and go straight ahead for the merchants guild, and
Oh, okay.
Fisher's Guild is on the right, etc.
I like the city.
Nice. Yeah. So I guess we'll just I'll make the way towards the town, at least. Say we're here for the job. Get some details at least.
So within the guild hall, you head towards the area that's marked for the Merchants Guild, and there's a group of 3 people gathered around a small round table, bickering. There's a goblin, a rat folk, and a tall fellow who just sort of looks like a short human or a tall halfling. And their voices are raising. They're sort of arguing. You hear mention of like, what if we just send one, just like one little or one little convoy out? It won't. I'm sure it'll be fine. No, we can't. They will definitely die.
Definitely die, you say?
I walk up.
We are here on the Seekers of the Jade Oath on behalf of them. We have a contract here. Maybe what you guys are talking about.
The tall fellow spins around. A thin, sort of spindly man with flat brown hair, big round ears, and little small glasses that he pushes up further on his nose. Wearing like all black with a little yellow bow tie and like platform shoes, so he towers over the two people in this room, the little goblin, little rat folk in this room with him. But still just a baby compared to you, Percy. Hello, are you are you the what was it, the Seekers? Yes, the Seekers that we hired, yes? Is
Yes.
that,
We're short one fellow. We haven't found him yet. Apparently, there's a boat he met. Have you met a skeleton yet? But he ran here. It's his thing.
Oh, yes, we were approached by a skeleton man. Yes, he was
I'm assuming there's not many skeleton men though. I'm assuming there's
Nope,
just
no,
the
he's
one.
the only one. Yeah, he
Yep.
talked to us here yesterday. He's staying here in town. I don't do you? He turns to the rat folk woman behind him, who's like plump black fur, a pretty short snout for a rat folk, wearing like a loose gray and white blouse sort of thing with brown pants. She's leaning back in her chair now. Oh, where was he? Did he say he was staying? The Azure Nugget, perhaps?
Azure Nugget. Okay. We'll look around. That's fine. I mean, I'm sure that we'll just ask around for a skeleton man and we'll find him.
Yes,
there.
I think he said it was the Azure Nugget he was staying in.
Good to know. Okay, good.
So you're the rest of his group, then?
Yep.
That's us.
That's us.
That's us. We
Good,
the Seekers,
good,
and then
good.
I slap my pouch on the table. The pouch I made everyone.
Oh,
on the
your
Christmas.
branded Seekers pouch?
Yeah. Everyone has one.
Selling merch.
I see, I see. Well, we've been waiting, of course, so now that you're all here, you can get going as soon as you're ready. The sooner the better, of course.
So are we just going to be a bait ship, pretty much? Was that the plan? For whatever's going to come out there? Or are we just escorting a merchant?
Oh, you are going to be on the finest warship that we that we have right now, I guess.
What's the name of the ship?
She turns to the goblin man. It's the Broad Curlew. That's the one that we've got in docks right now. This goblin's like a big round face, but with really small like features, like a small mouth, small nose. Gray skin, looks older than the other two, wearing like a dark blue pinstripe vest, smoking a pipe. Yes, you'll go out on the Curlew and deal with whatever is out there. However you see fit, I guess. We've not any other vessels to spare.
How big is the crew? Are we going by ourselves?
You'll be with the full complement of the ship. We don't expect you to be sailors. We expect you to be...
I mean, I do have some experience in the ocean, but I don't know. I don't know if I could like just be sailing by myself. But you know, I don't want to brag.
You can work out the fine details with the captain.
Who's the captain?
Then I think. Listen, we pay them to cover our convoys. We're not friends with them.
Are they why not? Are they not cool?
I'm sure they're near their ship. The captains rarely ventured too far, even when in dock.
Has there been any hint at what we may be facing, whether it be man, beasts, elemental demon.
Well, what we know, of course, is that the ships have been disappearing. One did come back. It's the other one in dock. It's currently under repairs right now. You can maybe perhaps get some details from the crew of that vessel.
Yeah, just so we can, get ready for whatever's gonna. If it's elemental, I gotta prepare a little differently. Gotta kill them a little different. Yeah, right?
Yes, of course.
I-
However you wish to prepare, the sooner you leave, the better. Though we cannot have our trade routes closed for extended period. It is detrimental to our cash flow.
Percy's not being very charismatic, awkwardly acknowledges this. And,
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll go look at the ship now, right? Right, guys.
Yeah, let's go look at the ship.
Let's go investigate. Let's see.
Yeah, they really are saying that we need to go sooner because they don't want to handle us. So
All right. Well, I'll let you get back to your squabbling. We'll see. We'll see what we could be facing out there. Hopefully, talk to the crew a little bit and get some more information. Thank you for your time.
Yes, well, make it snappy.
Okay. Well, don't.
The
Okay.
The sooner you leave, the sooner you're back, and we can get our normal trade underway.
Okay. Sounds
I
good.
can feel the Slips and Sloops company dying with every moment.
oh wait. Let me just confirm something. The sooner the better.
Yes.
Okay. I just it was not clear. You know, you didn't like say it like 5 times, so just
Well, if you're done, we have business to attend to. You can, if you have more need of us before you leave, you can come back, of course. But as my colleagues have said,
I'm already outside.
Time's
I
of the
snuck out
essence.
while he's talking.
I'm the last one. I'm the last one to leave. I just stare at them as I'm leaving.
As best as I can sneak, which is not very good. So you probably hit me hitting tables. But yeah, I guess we'll are heading towards the ship to see what kind of claw marks might be on it or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to head towards the one that's being repaired right now?
Yeah, I want to see if there's like singes or what kind of things are happening to it.
Bite marks. Huge shark bark marks. Bite marks.
So there's not too far to go, and it's very obvious where to go. There's 2 ships here in dock. The one that's currently under repairs is a bigger, like wider vessel. Lots of space for cargo and stuff. And the other is a smaller, but has you can see weaponry mounted on top of it, and there's not much in the way of people on the smaller one, but there's shipwrights all over this big one. There's patching up various places. Much of the starboard side of this ship is being like completely rebuilt. One of the sails is missing, and there is someone with a fairly like official looking hat standing outside, sort of overseeing all of these repairs.
I guess I would approach the man who's overseeing and be like,
Woman.
Hello. We are here with the Seekers of the Jade Oath. We're looking into what could be causing this damage that you're repairing right now. Do you know what kind of damage was done to it? Like, was it a burn? Were they guns? What was it? Can you have any idea what it could have been?
You're with the who now?
Seekers of the J. So we're looking into the disappearing ships pretty much. We're contracted out.
Oh, yes, right, of course. Well, she extends a hand, and as turning to face you now, you can get a better look of her. She's a fetchling woman with like dyed green hair,
Okay.
and like tight pants, big boots, and a
She's
jacket.
hot.
A little on the thicker side, but
She's hot.
Captain Sarbin.
Percy's. Nice to meet you. But yes, what kind of damage were we seeing here? What kind of thing could have caused this? Was it man?
Well, I didn't see too much. I was called out of my quarters in the dead of the night, and the other ships in our convoy were. There were these little creatures flying around and raised an alarm, attempted to signal the other vessels, and then a fog swept in, blocked everything. I gave the order to turn, and then one of the other ships crashed into the side of our hull, scraped across. That's all this you see, pointing at the portion of the starboard side that's being repaired. Ooh, eventually they stopped pursuing. I'm not sure why. Maybe some of the other crew saw more. I don't know.
All right. So some of the crew survived this ordeal.
We were fortunate, minimal losses. The other ships in the convoy are no sign of them yet.
So there may have been someone who's seen those flying creatures, possibly.
Perhaps. If you could find Chech Proji is. She was the one in the crow's nest. She might have seen the most.
Is she here today? Where would she be if she was here?
A lot of the crew hangs at the Iron Devil Fish if you can stomach that sort of place.
Yeah, it might be worth a shot if that's it's better than probably just looking at the ship if it's just been ship on ship action. I want to see what these creatures are. Unless, do you guys have any idea of what we want to do here otherwise?
No, that makes sense.
What about you, Vivek?
Wait, what? I
Huh?
just missed.
I
I
was saying,
spaced out.
pretty much. Did you want to do any?
Did you want to do anything here before we head over to the bar? What was it called again? Sorry.
Iron Devil Fish.
Iron Devilfish.
That's a cool ass name.
Yeah, so let's
I don't know.
unless you
Wait. I need to ask the holiday or something. Uh, do you guys can like pinpoint the like are all the ships going missing like the general same place in the ocean?
I had no idea where the others disappeared from. We haven't heard
Okay.
anything back from them. We just know that they didn't arrive at their destination. They haven't come back here, so
That's fair.
I can. Well, I can't get to it right now. My map's on the ship, but if you come back later, I might be able to get in and show you where we were when it happened.
That would be very helpful. Thank you very much. That's it. I think I can go to the bar. Let's get
Iron
lit.
drinking on the job, huh? Sounds like Zael. You been hanging out with Zael? Working with a bunch of alcoholics, professionals. Jeez.
All right, so you're heading to the Iron Devilfish.
Yes.
Yes.
Captain Sarbin points you in the direction of it, and it's hard to miss. It's a small building, but it is loud even at this early time of day. It's like early afternoon, and it's a raucous place. It's pretty packed with people all just like shouting along with group songs that are led by a bard of questionable talent.
They sing sea shanties.
Sometimes.
Nice. I love sea shanties. I think they're so fun.
So it's a lot of people who are too drunk for this time of day. Just like slamming their mugs on the table and singing, or some of them are dancing in a corner. It seems like the kind of place where it could be all cheery one moment and a big brawl the next.
That sounds fun. To watch, because I have 6 strength.
We didn't get an explanation of what Chech Prodigy looks like, so I guess, right? I didn't ask for that, so I guess we just have to start yelling the name out loud.
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy. I did that once.
Start-
I climb onto on a table, and then I go, "Do not worry, the seekers are here."
Oh, you're doing that now.
Make me a diplomacy check.
Wait, do I have like the advantage shit because of the envoy?
Because of what?
Envoy, the seekers specialization thing.
No. Because
Oh.
you're not gathering
It's-
information yet. You're just
it's
shouting
too-
to get attention.
It's too loud.
Yeah, it is loud in here, and there's people standing up all over the place already. So you standing on a table doesn't really even get you that much taller than other people. So you're up on a table shouting, and the song just continues. Everyone carries on drinking and muscling their way to and from the bar to refill their drinks.
Persis, pull me up.
I'm gonna
Pull me
go
up.
over. I can. Oh, all right. Do you want upsies? Is that what you want? Are you going to antagonize this whole bar before I pick you up? Are you okay? Tell me now. Are you going to do that?
I just want to screen again and see if they look up.
Okay.
I will hesitantly pick up a vet. I'll give him upsies. I guess. Do you want to be picked up by the armpits, or do you want? I just pick him up by the armpits like a baby. Like that. I just don't know what to do with.
Yeah. And they go like Simba.
One hand in each armpit. I just lift up, and I'm just like, I guess, like I'll Simba you, even though I don't know what that means because the Lion King isn't a thing in this universe. But
It is now.
Disney will sue us.
All right, you're lifted up higher, and at this point, your head almost touches the ceiling. It's not a particular, like I said, it's a pretty small building. So you have some height over everyone else now. You can try the diplomacy again.
I go again.
And Percy's will give you a +2 on this, which is still with a 12, still not enough. So you're shouting again, even this time with a higher vantage point, and just all that changes is in the middle of this song, a couple of people point up and go, "Hey!" like in unison, and they think you're just like celebrating and dancing along with the rest of them as part of this this group chanting song.
I might lightly swaying you to the song. not realizing it. Just jamming. They probably don't have bar tabs here. I was saying we can try and I could just yell the name. Like I'll wait for like a silence, and I'll be like, Church Proji. I got a beer here for Church Proji. I'll try and buy a beer here and be like I'm trying to buy a beer for Church Proji. So at least
Okay. Yeah, make a diplomacy with advantage. Offering beer
Okay.
is gonna help.
We are terrible.
I mean I have 0 mod on my charisma. So
Yeah,
Me
I bet also has
too.
a zeros. With a 15, I rolled for the bard as well, and you just barely beat his 14. So
nice.
you find a lull, like where he's transitioning songs and is like trying to quickly retune his lute to go to the next song and shout out that you're trying to buy a beer for Chech Proji. And in a flash, up like under your left arm, like you're scanning the room, you turn right, and then up under your left arm, a little Tengu woman pops up. Beer?
Yes, I'll get you a beer. Apparently, I was told by your captain that you have possibly seen the flying monsters that caused that shipwreck.
Oh, this is this business? I thought you just wanted to give
Unfortunately,
me a
yes.
beer, no strings attached.
I'll give you 2 beers if you tell me. How about
Deal.
that? Deal? Okay. I go walk over to the bar,
Get 2 beers. And then I set them down. I guess whatever the cost may be for that.
It's negligible. This is
Okay.
this is a cheap bar,
Fair enough. We're in a dive bar.
and
Okay,
it's
so
not good ale either.
all right, fair enough. So I'll get 2 and plop them down and be like,
okay, so what do you have any idea what those flying things could have been? Did you see what they looked like? Anything that could have helped us possibly kill these things that we're doing this issue? We're trying to murder these things after all. I guess that's what we're trying to do. I don't know what we're facing yet, so
As the song picks up, and there's lots of like synchronized stomping and stuff for this one. Chech like gets up onto the stool, like kneels onto the stool, so she can shout into your ear. I was in the crow's nest, and some of the crew on the warship that was with us just sort of walked off the deck into the water. That's when I went down to alert the captain, and by the time we came back up, there was these little winged creatures all over the place. Harpies, maybe they were. I'm not sure. Harpies or sirens? I've heard that they're both bird ladies, but I don't know which is which or what we saw.
and you saw people acting against their own will walking off, huh?
That was the first thing that alerted me, yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna get you another beer because I think that's exactly. I'll go over and buy a beer, another one. But yeah, thank you for your time. I think we found exactly what we need. Right, we're looking at harpies/sirens, possibly. So,
yeah. So I mean, do you guys have any other questions? Pretty much. I think that's pretty much what we
No,
need, right?
I think that's the big one. That's
Yeah.
pretty much what we need. So
thank you for your time. Enjoy the beers.
No, thank you. She downs the first ale in one go, and then downs the second one, and then asks the bartender for a refill.
I probably shouldn't be enabling that, but you know, whatever.
it doesn't make a big difference in the grand scheme of their life.
Point Ivette's dancing. Ivette's dancing with the people that went hey ahead, and then he went hey back, and then he looks back like, oh, we're going, we're going already, and then I go.
Yeah, I think while you're dancing, someone like shoves a half drunk mug of ale in your direction because they see your hands are empty, I bet.
And I drink it.
It's bad, but it has
I would-
alcohol in it.
I would never share a cup with a stranger in the real life.
Yeah, you guys sort of shoulder check your way out of this bar through this crowd of
I take the
loud
cup with
people.
me.
Nice.
It's a souvenir.
It's a well-worn wooden sort of tankard thing. Nothing
It's
fancy about it.
mine.
It's very plain.
It's still mine. I gotta
I'm trying to
put it on
think.
my inventory.
Would I know anything about sirens, about how they work? Is that kind of like an arcana thing, or is that nature? I don't even know what that would be. Like, how would you know about harpies?
That would be nature.
I'm gonna give that a check if that's cool.
Yeah. Anyone with nature can do it.
I do have nature.
Oh, I don't. Fuck! I wanted to do that one.
Although I think Percy's got this.
You can also make an arcana for sirens.
Nice.
Dope.
Because I don't know if harpies have like the mind control thing. I think it might be sirens, but I'm not sure.
I don't remember.
Maybe it's both. They acting together.
It makes it less likely I'd metagame since I don't know either, so it works.
It does. It helps.
Bear with me. I didn't have the pages for these open yet.
Oh, I know.
No worries.
Okay, we have a 27 and a 26, so yeah. All right, let's start with harpies. Percy's. You know some stuff about harpies. They are little, like small sized. So I guess like, Ivet sized. Human-like beasts with like tattered bird-like wings and taloned feet. Often confused with sirens, as you saw with Church. But harpies are much more like bestial sort of things. They're sort of vicious little bird creatures. They don't really have the like enchanting song sort of magic that is associated with sirens, but part of why they're often confused with sirens is that they are able to mimic other creatures who can produce those sorts of effects. So
that she could possibly make someone walk off a ship off their own volition.
potentially, but
Okay.
like they can't produce it on their own, but they can mimic it if it happens around them, right? So that's the big thing. Harpy's also known to like to steal little like trinkets and things off of anyone that they find or kill. They like to wear little baubles, shiny stuff.
Look at the stuff. Isn't it neat?
Sirens, on the other hand, so where harpies are little bestial things, sirens are like full human size, but they also have bird wings. They have the head and torso of a human, but bird like lower halves and wings. Harpies' heads are a little bit more of a like weird, grotesque cross between birds and
Do they have boobs?
people. They can.
Okay.
All right.
So sirens are capable of producing enchanting songs and the like. They have some limited magical ability. They're much less common. So where harpies come in big groups, sirens you wouldn't often see more than one or two of them together at a time.
Okay.
In both of these cases, the sort of specifics as far as like coloration and like shapes of wings and stuff depends on where they are. They can sort of be found anywhere that they have sufficient food, so they look like the native birds of the area.
Okay.
And for sirens, they're the more like humanoid features. They tend to look a lot like the whatever humans are living in the area as well. Sirens, I guess, also are known to be sort of conventionally attractive,
The island of sirens.
whereas
Yeah.
harpies are not.
Okay. So probably
Okay.
they're probably more harpies. They're like small little things that were flying around, but I'm not exactly sure. We'll see. Good to know though.
I guess one other thing that you'll probably know a big difference between the two. Harpies are more sort of like monstrous and aggressive. In that way, they're more likely to attack. Whereas sirens more likely to mind their own business, although they definitely have been known um, to go after people.
Gotcha. Okay. Good to know.
I feel like all the signs are pointing to harpies.
Possibly, yeah. Unless we've been
We should
debated.
go back. We should go back and ask if they were hot.
You want to go ahead and ask her that? Go ahead. That'd be
Because,
funny.
yeah, because Dove said that they're conventionally attractive.
If you want to go and ask Chech Smash or Pass on the bird creatures, be my guest.
Nah. Probably very drunk already.
All right. So I guess we can.
Stuff gets hotter when you're drunk.
So we're seeing. I think we're dealing with harpies. Good to know. Let's get. I guess we can get our ship ready. I guess. Get ready for that.
Yeah, we might as well get the ship ready and
Find find
Find
Crackus.
Crackus.
Yeah, we need to find Crackus.
he shouldn't be too hard to find. He's a skeleton.
I could send him a message.
Yeah, start looking around. I guess you said that he was at the that one end.
The Azure Nugget.
Azure Nuggets, yes. So I guess we start. I guess I won't ask anybody, but I'd start looking around a little bit since this place seems pretty easy to navigate.
Yeah, there's in this area near the dockyards, there's a couple of inns for the sailors and such that live here only temporarily, in between trips and such. It does not take you long to find a place called the Azure Nugget. And for convenience, we'll say you catch Crackus like on the way out, who's going to go probably go ask someone some questions about things while he waits for y'all.
Hey there, Bones. Heard you ran here.
Oh, you're here.
Long time no see. I guess we should start getting ready. Have you learned anything yourself on the way? We're dealing with harpies, I believe.
Fascinating. I spoke with the captain of the Broad Curlew.
Good to know. Okay, so I think we're all caught up then, huh? Guess we should head over to the ship, or any other plans on anybody else's part?
Yeah, Krakus nods.
I think we could check on the ship today, but I think we could only like leave with the ship tomorrow morning.
I think,
Cause
yeah, that was the plan, right? So
yeah, cause the probably our whole crew is on that tavern getting really fucking drunk.
That's a good point. So I guess we'll fetch a room at the inn, get ready to prepare the ship and stuff, right?
I do want to check the ship though, like first.
yeah, we can do that. Before we go to bed or whatever.
Okay, you want to go check out the Broad Curlew?
Yeah.
Should we check out the ship and get a room and then?
Check on the ship. I wanna go like roll something like knowledge engineering because I wanna feel useful. Everyone rolls knowledge and I'm just stupid.
That was like the last two campaigns with like a bunch of arcane stuff. So I feel you. A dumb druid.
This isn't a plan.
All right, so you head back to the dockyards now with Krakus in tow. He leads you to. He probably leads you onto the ship to the captain's quarters because he said he'd already met the captain and introduced himself. So knocks on the door and is let in. There's the crew at large is not on the ship right now, but it appears that the captain and his first mate are. So in here, looking over, like hunched over a table, looking at a map, you see a tall orcish man, dark brown hair. It's like shoulder length and really like matted and unkempt.
I bet.
He's got a gray skin, but with lots of like brown tones from lots of time spent out in the sun. Very prominent bottom jaw tusks and a big like bushy mustache that sits over top of them. And with him is a small Roviant woman. She's got light red skin, blue hair that's like shaved into stripes, like long ways down the back of her head, tied back with her like long red pointed ears tied up, in a ponytail with her hair.
Cool. Eye patch? No eye patch?
No, neither of them have an eye patch.
Damn. Or a wooden leg?
No.
Ferret?
Nope.
Big ass rat.
No.
This is the worst pirates ever.
They're not pirates. So yeah, as Krakus knocked on the door and pushes it open, a big booming voice. He doesn't look up, but the captain goes, "Come in."
Woo!
Hello.
I walk through the door.
Hello. Nice
Question.
to meet you.
Does Percy needs to curve himself to enter
Oh,
the
yeah.
room?
Percy's definitely has to duck. Honestly, how tall are you, Sirius?
6'1".
You have to duck too.
Oh, okay.
I wonder how that feels like.
It's a boat. It's lots of tight, slightly tighter than normal areas. You have to duck to get in the door, to be clear. You don't have to duck to stand in the room. It's a little bit more comfortable once you're actually in, but the doorway itself is a little low. It's like 6 feet tall. So
Yeah, I'm 7'6", not 12 feet.
Yeah,
but
you gotta you gotta duck to get in, but once you're in, you're okay.
makes sense.
So the captain looks up from his the map that he's looking at. Oh, Krakus, are these the rest of your group?
Aye, aye, Captain.
Oh yes, Krakus says in response.
So we found out a little bit of information. Did you guys know that apparently it was harpies that might be out here doing these issues, I guess, or could be the culprit behind these disappearances?
Oh, we have very little information. In fact, a worryingly little amount of information.
Well, there's a little bit we
Oh.
have there. So I guess that's the first thing that should be on your plate. Is there are flying creatures that could possibly make your crew very confused and act off their will, possibly. Like
He throws his arms out wide. Well, that's great. Well, it's not great. It's great. You're proving to be very useful already. Of course. The flying creature's not so great, but I'm sure we'll be fine.
okay,
love
good.
The-
Well, confidence is very contagious. Thank you.
His first mate just smiles and nods next to him.
So the plan is to leave tomorrow. Is that what was the plan?
Oh, the plan's to leave whenever you're ready to leave.
Oh, good to know. Well,
The Broad Curlew and her crew can go at any time.
good to know. Well, what do you all think?
all the crew. Where are they?
The first mate just begins to sign out. I don't think any of you know CSL.
Do not.
Yeah, it's just Elantra. So she signs something out that none of y'all understand, and after a few moments, it becomes she understands that you don't have any idea what she just tried to tell you. She holds up a single finger, as if to like tell you to wait a second, and then roots through her pack, or like her pockets on the side of her jacket, pulls out a little tin, flips it open. It looks almost like a what's the word? Like a makeup palette, sort of. You know, there's a couple of little like
Little flip open things.
yeah, a little flip open like thing with a couple of like thumb-sized little divots with colored sort of paste
palettes,
in them. Yeah.
Yeah.
She quickly swipes her fingers through one of those things and begins writing out in the air in common pretty quickly. And as she does so, it leaves behind a sort of glowing pattern in the air for just a few moments afterwards. And what she writes out is they're at the taverns, but they were told not to get too drunk.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not.
Maybe we should leave in the morning.
Yeah, I'm not going to rat out the people, but
So I think we should probably let them have their night, and then we go. In
Yeah,
the
let
morning.
them have fun before they all die.
Oh, I wouldn't be worried. You'll have trouble finding any crew of sailors who's not at least a little drunk at all times.
Are you drunk right
Very
now?
true.
Me, no.
You sure?
I'm quite sure. Yes.
Well, we gotta work on that.
You offering to buy me a drink, young sir?
Yeah, sure.
Well, great.
We
If
can-
you are set on not leaving until the morning, let's go have a drink. Uliana turns to his first mate for confirmation. She shrugs her shoulders.
We can get something to drink, and then we come back here, and then you can show us the ship as we drink. Just like a takeout beer.
All right.
What time of day is it right now?
It's like early afternoon. Oh, well, I guess it's like mid-afternoon now, since you've been here for a little while.
Because I was thinking while they get ready for the night, I might do a little scouting, but underwater as an octopus.
Oh,
So I might do some scouting out in the ocean a little bit before the night. But that could be another time. But
I want to meet the sheep.
All right, so, yeah, I guess the 6 of you will head off the ship towards one of the several taverns in town, and I think we'll stop there.
awesome.
And then when